We are here to celebrate 4 wonderful years at the high school and your senior reflective conference. So we'd like to turn it over to you and just let us know any experiences that shaped or what your journey has been like for the last 4 years, and we'll let you have the floor.
Thank you. As you may know, my 4 years of high school have been filled with all sorts of fun experiences, fun memories. Anyway, the first thing I would like to talk about is my personal hero's journey. Now, the opening image here says I grew up in the town of Greece and that it's part of the city of Rochester. The next section, Call to Adventure, talks about my first day of high school. It's not very long because I honestly didn't remember much of my first day of high school for sure. I mean, I didn't remember what I did in all the various classes, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. In fact, I don't even... that sort of thing. It was during my time in high school that I became a bit of a perfectionist because at first I wasn't too concerned about my grades because I was sort of doing my own thing. Mm-hmm. I remember my GPA for the first quarter of my first year, a 95.3 GPA, barely high honorable distinction. These days I get a 99.
What made a 95.9 not as good as a 99 for you? So you said you weren't paying attention to GPA. That's a really good GPA. What do you think? How do you distinguish between the two?
Well, isn't there one truth in life that there is always room for improvement? Mm-hmm. That nobody's perfect?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a good attitude to have is that you can always improve yourself, you know?
Yeah.
After all, how can you truly do your best if you're not constantly striving to make improvements?
That's true. I feel like he should be a college professor right now. He's in the suit and he's got the reflection. That's right. Great job.
These days I don't have a CCA, but my first CCA, Miss Paul, I don't know if she's still in this school or not.
She's retired now.
Oh yeah, she said she would be retiring. That's why I got Miss Billetia. I remember her. We had a lot of experiences. I don't go into too much detail because it's about being the mentor. But I talk about, she told me that I could get into a lot of trouble if I run in the hallways.
So what did you learn from that experience?
That just because the rule isn't enforced much, you should still obey it. I guess...
Tyler, tell us a little bit about your family.
My family?
Yeah. You never really talk much about your family. So I'd like to know a little bit more about that.
Okay, this here is my dad.
Can I see the picture?
Sure.
And then this must be your mother?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Okay.
Can you guess where they were at the time of these pictures?
Vacation. It looks like they're in a hotel, maybe.
Yeah, they were on a vacation. They were in Puerto Rico. I initially thought they were in Hawaii because I saw a lot of pictures that looked like they were on a beach in the photo album where I found those 2 pictures.
You got your mother's hair. Different color, but it's the curls.
Mm-hmm. The next thing I'd like to talk about is my "a picture is worth 1,000 words" assignment, which gets into detail about my YouTube channel. That helps to explain why I decided to have this conference be videoed, because this conference is a major event in my life, you know? This right here was the logo, my channel icon, since day one, and it is still my channel icon, this right here.
Why do you have 2030? Is it 2036? I'm looking at, so why is that there?
That's the first U.S. election in which I'll be old enough to run for president of the United States.
Wow.
You'll be 35 or older.
Yes.
Yeah. Any earlier election, I wouldn't be old enough to run.
Right.
I meet the other requirements, but not that age requirement. So yeah, as I said before, this goes into my YouTube channel, so it's kind of like a short history of my YouTube channel. It talks about things like my first gameplays, which were on the Papa Gamera series. That series is titled Papa's Failure. And I played the first 7 games in that series because there were only 7 at the time. I also talked about Go Animate.
I'm familiar with that now.
Yes.
I have a question for you. Why did you decide to put all of your information in that on YouTube? What brought you to that?
All my information on YouTube?
Yeah, or like you're saying, like with your logo and.
Oh, well, it says a picture is worth 1,000 words. This is the picture I chose, but about my YouTube, why I decided to pick my channel icon as the picture and then subsequently talk about my YouTube channel. That was a while back. It was this year. If I had to come up with the most accurate answer, I guess I felt like talking about my YouTube channel that time.
Well, your YouTube channel is very important to you. You always ask me to check it out. And why do you enjoy making and watching videos so much? And you do a great job of it. Well, go ahead.
YouTube has a great community of creators. There's all sorts of videos you can find on YouTube. There's a lot of accounts. I enjoy watching a lot of videos on there. Things like other Go Animators, Steffi B.
So you're doing a lot of learning. Do a lot of people follow your videos to learn stuff from you?
Yeah, a lot of people follow my videos. I have nearly 1,800 subscribers.
Wow.
Except you say learn.
Or enjoy?
Yeah, more like enjoy. Steffi B and my channel, we're not like Vsauce or those the YouTube channels that do crash course.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like those channels.
Tyler, one of the things we got to be careful of is the time limit.
Yeah.
We're got about 5 minutes or so left. One of the things I'd like to know from you is, I have gotten to know you a lot this year, and you've had a great academic career in the school. But where do you want to go after school? Like, you mentioned want to be president and were your first time, but where do you want to go, and where do you see yourself maybe in 10 years or so?
I see myself being a defense attorney, a criminal defense attorney, so that I can ensure that the people are punished for crimes they haven't committed. I want to do this because it would be a good service to my community. I donate blood because it's a good thing to do. I return bottles to Wegman because it's a good thing to do.
Very good.
Anyway, do you know what this picture is? This is one of my compositions. And although I call them compositions because the book is called as composition in the front of the title. Now, although there are compositions before Miss Cristofori was the one who really got me started on doing compositions, because during my time in 8th grade, I rediscovered the composition book that was full of the Cristofori era compositions, and I did a YouTube video on that, and then I decided to revive the compositions, and lately I haven't been doing them, so I need to make up for that, and I will do that. This is my my freshman letter, in which I basically talked to freshmen about the compositions, things I did. Basically, it's to Miss Cristofori. This is actually the mentor letter.
What advice would you give freshmen? They're coming in.
Now what advice would I give to the freshmen?
Yeah. Because it was a freshman letter, right? So if
Yes.
So if you're graduating, you have a whole bunch of freshmen that are coming in next year. What would be advice you would give them to be as successful as Tyler James Mackey has been at Athena High? What would be something you would like to say, hey, you should do this?
Well, part of my secret as to why I got such high grades was because I tried to do my homework every single day. You know, I wasn't one of those students who was like, homework is for chumps or something like that. I wasn't like one of those students. You know, I tried to do my homework every day. The only time I wouldn't do my homework is if I genuinely forgot, because I had other things in my head at the time. So this is my freshman letter. This is a picture of me during freshman year. That picture was artificially created from one of my YouTube videos, one of the Before the Bus Came. Basically a series of little vlogs before the school bus comes. I believe I started that series on the first day of freshman year, and I haven't missed a single day since, as far as I know. So this is my final reflection, in which I reflect on the writing process during my second semester, in which I took English 103, which, as you know, is a writing class, a college level writing class for English. I decided to talk about Donald Trump's executive order, in which he places travel restrictions, not allowing immigrants from, so far, these countries, Muslim majority countries, from entering the United States for 90 days. My position on that was that I was against the executive order because it's a violation of human rights to not allow people to freely travel to their country. The screening processes, there hasn't been a single terrorist attack in which an American was killed, in which the perpetrator was from one of these countries in the past decade.
Okay, Tyler, we're at that time right now. We got to keep on schedule because we have other students coming in. You've done a fantastic job. And one of the things they want us to do this year, a little bit different than last year, we want to actually give you the rubric. And they would actually like if you could step out in the hallway and maybe kind of look at this and see where you kind of fall on the rubric. So if you wouldn't mind going out the hallway, kind of go up and down and kind of grade yourself, and then we're going to talk about how you did, and then when you leave here today, you'll kind of know where you kind of sit in terms of, but I think you did a great job.
We'll trade grades.
We'll
Tell
trade.
us what you thought, and we'll tell you what we thought.
Okay?
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay.
All right, so we'll call you back in like in another minute or so.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
I'll stand. You can stop the video.